Real talk, most people scrolling betting content today are about to place the wrong bet. Not because they don't know football, because nobody's actually breaking down why a pick makes sense. That changes right now. I've got 5 bet builders today across La Liga, the Saudi Derby, the championship playoffs, and I'm going to walk you through every single one, the data behind it, and exactly why I'm backing each selection. Stay with me to the end because pick 5, that one's the one I personally put money on last. But before we get into today, quick recap from yesterday because I always hold myself accountable. Pick that came through, Tottenham against Leeds, clean win. Pick 4 as well, Benfica versus Braga. That one was a ride. Pavlidis came on as a sub, but initially denied him a goal. Then he stepped up and slotted the late penalty. Drama, but money. Now the ones that didn't land. Napoli against Bologna. Honestly, Napoli were poor. They let us down badly. Nothing we could do about that. And the Rio Vallecano card, Sergio Camelo got the best chance of the game, missed it, and was taken off not long after. That's football. It hurts, but it's part of the process. To wins, to losses. We move. Let's talk today. 5 games today. I've gone through the form tables, head-to-heads, an injury list so you don't have to. Every pick has a confidence rating. I'll tell you what to look for, what could go wrong, and what the data is actually saying. If you're serious about building a winning week, this video is where your day starts. Let's go. Bet Builder 1, La Liga, Celta Vigo versus Levante. First game, Celta Vigo at home to Levante, La Liga, and this one genuinely looks tasty. Celta are sitting 6th in La Liga. They're in form. They've got the crowd behind them. And this is the part that matters. They just beat Atletico Madrid. That wasn't a fluke. That's a team playing with confidence. Now, the man I want your eyes on, Borja Iglesias. He's been absolutely clinical this season. We're talking 13, 14 goals. And he's scored in back-to-back matches going into this one. He starts every game. He's the focal point of everything Celta do in the final third. At home, against a Levante side sitting 19th, who've conceded goals regularly away from home. The numbers line up. The second part of this builder, under 4.5 goals. And before you raise an eyebrow, this isn't just a safe pick. Celta historically win their home games controlled. They don't need to go 3 for up. They dominate possession, they create chances, they close the game out. Levante's away record is poor, so they'll likely sit deep and try to nick something. That setup naturally keeps the scoreline tight. 78% confidence on this one. Probably my strongest. Pick of the day, Bet Builder 2, Saudi Pro League, Al Nassr versus Al Hilal. Game 2, and this is the one people are probably most excited about today. Al Nassr versus Al Hilal, the Saudi Derby. This is big. Al Nassr are top of the table. 27 wins this season. 27. They're dominant at home. They're pushing for the title, and they've got the motivation to perform. Hilal are sitting 2nd, unbeaten in the league, so this isn't a walkover by any means. But here's what the data tells us about high-profile clashes like this. They're almost always cagier than people expect. Yes, there's Ronaldo. Yes, there's star power on both sides. But when the title-chasing sides meet in a derby, the tactical setup tightens up. The managers respect each other. Nobody wants to lose. That's why the under 4.5 goals makes sense, not because the quality isn't there, but because the stakes are too high for either side to play open football. Now the over 7.5 corners. That one is actually where the excitement comes out. Both teams press high. Both use wide areas aggressively. There will be balls out for corners. Consistently in Saudi derbies, the corner count is high because of that wing play and pressing style. And the Asian handicap, home plus 0.5, basically means Nassr just needs to avoid losing. At home, top of the table, chasing the title. I'd be shocked if they didn't deliver. 72% confidence. 3 selections, all pointing in the same direction. Bet Builder 3, La Liga, Real Betis versus Elche CF right. Betis against Elche, and honestly, if you don't have Abde Ezzalzouli on your radar yet, you should. He's been one of the most exciting wide players in La Liga this season. Recent goals, direct running, causing problems in every game he's started. Betis are chasing a top 5 finish and potentially a Champions League spot, so the motivation at home is absolutely there. They will attack, they will press, and Abde will be central to all of it. Elche are mid-lower table. They don't have the defensive quality to contain Betis at home. That's not a hot take. That's just where they are in the table. But, and this is why the both teams to score makes sense alongside it, Elche are not just going to park the bus and sit there. They've shown they can nick goals on the counter, especially against teams that push forward. So, what you're looking at is a game where Betis dominate, Abde contributes, but Elche cause problems on the break. Both teams on the score sheet, with Abde's name in the stats, 75% confidence, strong home form, a player in form, and a logical both teams to score angle. 2 more to go. If you have liked the video yet, what are you wanting for? Smash the like. The last bet builder is the one I genuinely debated putting in. It's a bit different. Stay there. Bet builder for Championship playoffs. Southampton versus Middlesbrough, right? The Championship playoff semifinal. Southampton versus Middlesbrough. This is high stakes. This is tense, and the numbers are interesting. Southampton have had a brilliant season. Long unbeaten run. Strong at home. They're going to come out and press from minute 1 in front of their own fans. And that's exactly why the over 3.5 first half corners catches my eye. Teams that press high in playoff games create a lot of corners early, betted crosses, blocked deliveries, defensive clearances. Corners follow Southampton like a shadow when they're playing with urgency. Now Middlesbrough, they had a decent first leg. They're not here to just make up the numbers. They're here to get through. So, they'll be compact, they'll defend in numbers, but they'll also look to hit on the break. That dynamic opens up space. Over 1.5 goals across the full 90 isn't asking a lot of a high-stakes playoff tie where both teams need to score. The away plus 1.5 Asian handicap, basically Borough can lose by a goal and this still wins. Given their defensive shape and the fact they're a championship club in decent form, that's a reasonable cushion. 70% is the confidence here, slightly lower because playoffs are famously unpredictable, but the selections themselves are grounded. Bet Builder 5, La Liga, Osasuna versus Atletico Madrid. Now this is the one I mentioned at the start. Osasuna at home against Atletico Madrid. Now, Osasuna don't get talked about enough, but El Sadr is one of the most difficult grounds to go to in Spain. The atmosphere is intense, the crowd gets behind them, and Atletico Madrid know it's never a free afternoon up there. The man to watch is Annie Budimir. 17 goals this season. 17. He's there everything, every long ball, every set piece, every counterattack. Budimir is the reference point. At home, with the crowd roaring, against a team that's chasing the title and will be defensively solid but will have to deal with him all game, he is a real threat to score or assist. Now here's the part people miss with Atletico away games. Simeone's teams don't give up corners. They defend deep, they clear their lines efficiently. They don't let teams whip balls and repeatedly. The possession stays controlled. That's why the under 11.5 corners isn't just filler. It's a calculated read of how Atletico defend on the road. They suffocate games. Tight, low corner affairs are exactly what their away performances look like. 274% confidence. 2. Selections, clean, backed by real data. So, 5 bet builders today. Quick fire. Celta Vigo versus Levante. Iglesias to score or assist. Under for 0.5 goals. 78%. Al Nassr versus Al Hilal. Under for 0.5. Over 7.5 corners. Nassr Asian handicap. 72%. Betis versus Elche. Abde to score or assist. Both teams to score 0.75%. Southampton versus Middlesbrough. Early corners. Borough handicap. Over 1.5 goals. 70%. Osasuna versus Atletico. Budimir to score or assist. Under 11.5 corners. 74%. All 5. Different leagues, different styles, all backed by numbers. Look, if this kind of content is useful to you, the most helpful thing you can actually do right now is drop a comment with which builder you're going with today. Not even for me, because seeing what other people are backing genuinely helps everyone in this community think sharper. If you're new here and this was your first video, subscribe. I do this every match day. The research, the breakdowns, the accountability, and if any of these come through today, let me know in the comments. Nothing better than hearing a build hit. Like the video too if you found it useful. It genuinely helps push this to more people who actually care about the football, not just the odds. Share it with whoever you usually talk football with. Let's get them on this too. Before you go, and I mean this, not as a formality, but responsibly. Every pick I cover is research-backed, but there are no guarantees in football. That's the game. Only stake what you can genuinely afford to lose. Set your limits and never chase losses. If betting ever stops feeling like fun, please reach out to your country's gambling support service. Take care of yourself first. The games will always be there. Tomorrow I'll be back with a full breakdown of how today's builds landed. Win or lose, we go through it together. Plus, I've got something coming this week that's a bit different. A full step-by-step look at how I actually build these selections from scratch, start to finish. That one's going to be useful. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. See you tomorrow. Good luck out there.